Hey guys, and welcome back to another video, and I've got here with me 3 low-budget Android TV boxes that I've been using for the past week, and today we are going to check out their limitations. So we all know that when we go lower on budget, we will go higher in terms of limitations on any device, not only Android TV boxes, and you know my opinion about it. Now guys, what I can say about these machines is if you are looking for a Android TV box that it's capable of streaming via Wi-Fi and gaming, then I would stay away from these 3 because the experience is not that good in those 2 departments. For the overall experience is not as bad as I was thinking, and we will see about that in just a few moments. And for streaming, any of these boxes will do the trick, as we will see. Now, in terms of specifications, they all share the same SoC, which is the Rockchip 3328. 2 of them have 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of flash storage, and one has 4 GB of RAM and 32 GB of flash storage. Now guys, don't get fooled, as we have seen on the past, and we have made many tests right over here. There will be no difference between the 2 GB and 4 GB because the CPU will not be able to handle a lot of multitasking in terms of high demanding apps, so 4 GB or 2 GB will make the same results. Now we will see during the video in just a few moments that the MXR is a little bit better in terms of behavior, but that's not due to the 4 GB of RAM. That's due just because it has a little bit better implementation of the firmware than the other 2 cheaper boxes. And if we take a look at some synthetic benchmarks, they will tell us exactly that. All of these devices have more or less the same performance, and actually in terms of the synthetic benchmarks, I was getting a little bit lower results on the MXR than I was getting on the other 2, but these are negligible differences, so no issues right over there. So if we can't use this to stream via Wi-Fi or gaming, what can we do with these devices? First of all, I would like to mention that in this price range, usually what I tend to say to people is, hey, be careful in what you are getting, because if you are a multitasking guy, you are opening YouTube and then you close it and you open Kodi and then go to Plex and then go to something else, Facebook and so on and so forth, then usually these boxes are not the best experience because they will be really slow. In this particular case, I cannot say that because the overall experience was actually surprisingly good, which is not usual in this price range, and there I can't criticize any of these boxes because they behaved quite well. So what I can do here is, besides having an acceptable multitasking, which is, as I said, above average on this kinds of price range, now we can also stream via Kodi, for example. I did have a really good experience through Ethernet, and forget the Wi-Fi. All my movies are stored on my NAS, and I was able to stream 1080 MKV Blu-ray files with no issues at all through the Ethernet connection on all of these machines. So here is something that we can use on this machine. If we want to use Plex, it's also a good experience. If we want to use YouTube, this is another conversation, because on the Z28 I was only able to get up to 720, and I know that for some of you guys that will be more than fine, but on the other 2 I was able to get a 1080 resolution in terms of YouTube, which is a lot better, especially for those that have better TVs at home, and this might make a difference in choice of any of these boxes, of course. Nonetheless, being 720 or 1080, the video was very smooth, so I was surprised that these boxes can be used at something, and in this particular case for this kind of streaming is more than acceptable. Now, for those of you that will ask, hey Robert, what about Netflix? Then we will be disappointed because it only goes up to SD quality or 480p, as most of the Android TV boxes on the market like these will perform. So no surprises here, but those of you that are looking for a good experience in Netflix will not find it here. And then finally, the thing that will limit more these devices, in my opinion, is the gaming and the compatibility with a lot of applications. Now, I did record a few images, but guys, expect what you are seeing on screen, which is with a lot of applications we will get the message your device isn't compatible with this app or with this version. So in terms of gaming, for example, it was rare the game that I could install, and even those that I could install like Asphalt Extreme and Asphalt 8 and so on and so forth, I was not able to play on the two lower budget machines, and this was mainly because of firmware. But on the higher hand machine I was getting almost the same experience. Not possible at all to play a little bit more of demanding games because of the firmware. Now, I was able to play on the MXR the Rules of Survival game, which is a really heavy game. Have in mind that we are playing on the lowest resolution possible, and the game warned us that we will not have the best graphics at all, but we could play. And this just means one thing: the firmware is a little bit better, as I said in the beginning, than on the other two machines. Nonetheless, guys, this is a sign that a lot of applications that are on the Play Store will not be able to install on this device, and even some of them that will be installed will not work. And this will happen with most games that we will find. Now, if you ask me, hey Robert, there isn't any game that you could test successfully, there were a few that I could test successfully across the board here. For example, Minions, and I did have some fun with that game. I enjoyed that game on any device, and I was able to play. So if you are looking for that kind of gaming, you will be able to achieve a good experience, but don't expect much more than that. You will be able to play Clash of Clans and things like that, but that's about it, guys. Don't expect that top performance that we have seen on some a lot more expensive devices here on the channel. And we have seen a lot of devices as well that are not much more expensive than the MXR, which is on the €50 mark, that behave a lot better in terms of gaming performance, especially when we look in the AM Logic SoC side instead of the Rockshare. And that is it, guys. So in terms of conclusion, what I can say is that these three devices right over here can be useful for someone that is looking for a cheap machine for a certain task, like YouTube or Kodi. As we have seen, they work really well. Actually, even with multitasking, very acceptable. But for someone looking for more demanding than what we have seen, and someone that enjoys gaming and enjoys game streaming, then these will have to be stepped aside and we have to look somewhere else. Actually, we can look right over here because we have seen so many Android TV boxes. There is a lot of choice, and I will leave some links down below so that you guys can take a look and decide for yourself the budget, the performance that you are looking for, and at the end of the day, get something that you will find enjoyable and that you will actually use with a pleasant manner. And that is it. Hopefully this video was helpful, and if it was, don't forget that usual thumbs up. My name is Roberto, and as always, see you guys on the next one.